everybody. Hey, Life Hurt fam. It's your girl, Katasha. I'm your host for tonight. Hey, I know it's not Janai tonight. I know I'm taking her spot today. It's her baby's birthday, so we want to shout out Cassie. Happy 27th birthday. Cassie, we love you, girl. Celebrate. Have your mama take you get some real good to eat, okay? So, like her, I'm filling in for tonight. I have a wonderful guest on. Ms. Lindsay Locke will be on with us, and she's going to be talking about some things that she's doing. I think y'all gonna really, really like it. It was pretty dope, so dope that I had to do this interview. So, so without further ado, let's go ahead and have Lindsay come on and just introduce herself real quick.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Yay!
Um, like you said, my name is Lindsay Locke. I'm from Houston, Texas, where
Okay.
born and raised in Houston. I am a wellness coach. I offer a variety of different wellness services, and I am a brand new author. I just released my first book, so
Yay!
that's exciting. Hmm.
Very, very excited. All right, Lindsay, thanks for that little quick intro.
Yes.
Life and health wellness coach, author, so many things that you're adding to your resume. That is so wonderful. Before we head into that, because I want to talk, really get in the dive into that, so we can get those services and things like that. I've never uh, really had a reaction with the life coach. So I'm super excited to see exactly what that all entails and get into that so we can let everybody know. Somebody say, hey, congratulations on your book. We're
Thank
going to get into that so we can definitely make sure we go ahead and support Lindsay on that. Before we dive into that, Lindsay, just give us a quick background about you. Who is Lindsay?
you. A lot of people may know me as the mother of JaeRene, who was R&B artist from Houston. She was killed in a car accident last year. April of last year, she was involved in an accident caused by a drunk driver. And not only was I her mom, but I was lucky enough to be her momager as well. I managed her throughout her music career. She was amazing talent. And, when you experience something like that, it's obviously it has a lot of emotional effects, but it just changes your perspective on things. And for me, it was especially time, the value of time. You don't always have the time you think you have. So I've really used it as a motivator to step further into my purpose.
Yeah.
I've always felt like my purpose here is to motivate others, inspire others, share my life experiences to help others. I've been through quite a bit throughout my life. Since a teenager, I was on my own at a very young age. At 17, I was
Wow.
even homeless at one point as a teenager. Um, High school dropout, domestic violence survivor. Just
Wow.
went through a lot of things in life. Single mother for 20 years, and ended up finally at one point deciding like I need to get my life on track. So now I have a master's degree, and I'm a published author, and I'm just out here trying to touch people and just be a light to those who are struggling with experiencing those things that life can throw at us sometimes, that that aren't so easy.
Girl. Wow. So with doing this interview, of course we have to do, we do our research. I call it my homework with each guest that we have. And so when I seen that about your daughter, it just, man, my heart. So first I want to just give your condolences. So sorry for your loss,
Thank you.
but your strength, girl, for you to be here with that beautiful smile on your face,
Mhm.
knowing everything that you face, um, it's remarkable. I
Thank
can't
you.
imagine as a mother what's that's like. I
It's
know as a
something that
sibling,
yeah, you can't imagine. You can
I,
never.
I as a sibling, I know I lost my brother 2 years ago in a motorcycle accident.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So, and thank you, and I seen that you do have a younger daughter, but like I know that I was the older sister. It was just me and my brother, so I know that loss, that unexpected is what blows your soul outside of your body.
Yeah.
So, and I know with my parents, so girl, so I had my emotions when I when I was reading everything. So I was like, I'm gonna be good on this interview. But I love to see the strength because it you don't know who that encourages.
Right.
You don't know who that touches and you don't know who needs that. And at times where I just knew I would never be in this where I'm at right now because losing my brother. But just seeing other people's strength and what other people are going through and you sharing your testimony and not being afraid and using your experience as a game, you know what I mean,
Right.
to you're pushing your daughter's legacy. You're still continuing to push her legacy, and I seen that on your Instagram with her album that you guys did for her.
Yes.
Just keeping it going. I just think that is so so beautiful, so beautiful. So I salute you, Queen. I salute your strength. And I just pray that I know that every day is not a good day. I know every day is not a good day. It gets a
Yeah.
little easier, you know what I mean, to be able to handle that hurt and that pain. But I just pray that you will continue to have better days. Your
Thank
days will continue
you.
to be light. And I love that you're now using that to become this life and wellness coach that you can pour into other individuals. And so is that something that you've always, even with what you've been through, you said you left home at 17, single mom, being homeless, things like that. I know you said that bulb came on and said, "Let me get myself together." You know what I mean? Was in that moment did you believe that you wanted to go into the life health coach wellness, or you was just more so thinking like the basics? Let me just get myself together so I can just have a better future for me and my child.
Right. So at that, when I was younger and it was just Jalen and I had Jay at a very young age.
Mhm.
We kind of grew up together. We were
Mhm.
best friends, and I actually, I'm a suicide attempt survivor. I attempted suicide right before I had Jalen. And
Okay.
so having her definitely changed my perspective on life as
Mhm.
far as, now I know I have to be here,
Yeah. Mhm.
um, but the true desire to really want to live and just to be a better person came a bit later,
Mhm.
and it just really started with just wanting to just share my story with people.
Gotcha.
I've always just been a natural, the motivator, the ones my
Mhm.
friends always look to for motivation, and the people around me. And then it
Mhm.
started with sharing my testimony at church and things
Okay.
like that. I started a ministry at the church that I used to go to as well, for teenage girls. And so
Mhm.
it just started by me doing those little things. But going through something as catastrophic as losing my child is
Mhm.
really when it put the value of time in perspective to me. So it was like, um, it made me really want to just step all the way into it, start my brand, start make like a business out of it, because why not make a business out of something that you just naturally love to do, and you
So yeah.
just is, I know that this is what I'm born to do.
Mhm.
So that's really what motivated me to actually, start my brand, start my business, sit down and finish my book, because you get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life and you procrastinate
Hello.
because you think you have time,
Time.
right? You put it
Mm.
off every week, every month, even every year. Your New Year's resolution is always like, I'm gonna do this, and then you never get
Mhm.
around to it. So losing her seeing her leave this world at 19, it was just kind of like, man, you think you're going to live to be 40, 50, 60, 70, and then the truth is
Yeah,
you just don't know.
you
So,
don't.
yeah, that was my motivation um, behind making it official, stepping
Yeah,
all the way into my purpose completely.
yeah. I like that, and I think that we so take it for granted, especially when it's different when it knocks at your door, right? um,
Yeah.
I've dealt with losses all around, but it's nothing will prepare you till it knocks at your door. And my brother was 29, and I remember saying to somebody, me and him talked about what if we lost our parents, mom and dad, our grandmothers, like
Yeah.
cousins, but we never talked about if we lost one another. You know what I mean? Like that's something that you don't really phantom
Yeah,
at
because
a
that's not how it's supposed to happen.
no, no parent should bury their child, but it happens. And that's the sad thing about it, especially like you said, that when it's that age, that young age, those pivotal moments, that you won't be able to have, you know what I mean? And so that time starts looking a little different.
A lot different.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, something got to change. Something got to happen. We need to make an impact. And that's what you're doing. And so when you went started what is a life health coach, wellness coach for those that don't know?
So two different things. A life coach is more or
Hmm.
less someone that can help you with with your goals, any kind of
Okay.
goals. So a life coach can help you with starting a business
Okay.
or your career path or your educational journey. Um, anything that you kind of need some guidance in. A wellness coach is more like in terms of like your health, so at
Hmm.
Locked In for Life, I will design customized wellness plans for my clients depending on their needs. But it may be guided meditation sessions, it may be the crystal sound bowl healing, it may be personal training, it may be counseling, or a combination of any. So we combine the elements of physical and mental wellness to try to achieve an overall better quality of life, implement healthier lifestyles, lifestyle changes. So
Yeah.
the goal is to create a healthier lifestyle for for longevity, long term.
Nice. And so what does that mean? Well, I know we know what it means to you, but have you ever sat down with a life coach?
No,
No?
I've not a life coach. No, I do go to therapy with a
Okay.
therapist.
Look.
Yeah, I think therapy is really important, and
Yeah.
I'm really happy to see that society as a whole is starting to be more
Mm.
pro therapy and
Yes.
more about mental health and mental
Mm-hmm.
health awareness because it's so important. And a lot of times we're programmed at a young age to suppress our emotions and our feelings and to just keep going like
Yeah.
robots.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be very destructive, it can be dangerous, and it can also just cause you to live your life unhappy.
Happy. Yeah. Carrying
Right.
a lot of baggage. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unnecessary stuff you dragging from relationship to relationship to
Right. Yeah, even things from your childhood. Like, I
mm-hmm.
know a lot of people on social media right now talking about childhood trauma,
Mm-hmm.
and some people use these terms loosely, but childhood trauma is a real thing, and
Real thing.
its effects are real. And if you don't really look at it and take a look
Mm-hmm.
at how
Mm-hmm.
it's actually affecting you, it can definitely negatively affect your adult relationships forever.
But yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Because you always gonna take you where you go. You know what I mean? And if you haven't and you carrying all of that, wherever you go, all that is gonna go with you. And I love that you brought up with the therapy because I was gonna ask, um, you can have both life coach and a therapist, correct? I'm assuming. because
Yeah,
they're going
yeah,
down.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. It just depends on what your needs are, what your
Mhm.
goals are, where what you've identified as your areas where there's room for growth. You know, I do help my clients identify their strengths
Okay.
and also their areas where there's opportunity for improvement, because that's really where you're going to see yourself elevate, right? Because if we only focus on what we're already good at,
Mhm.
we're only going to get so
So
much
far.
better. But
Mhm.
if we can
Wow.
bring that other end of it up, those areas where there's still more room for improvement, you know, it can really change the way you live from day to day. You start to recognize things and learn yourself. And most importantly, learn to love yourself and
Yeah.
accept yourself and just appreciate those areas where there's room for growth instead of being scared of them or ashamed of them or in denial.
Yeah, you talking, Lindsay. Look, you talking. You mentioning some good points. Like I said, I've never had a life coach, but I definitely would see the difference, and because I'm pro therapy. Look, get you get you a counselor, whoever, go sit on that couch and have a talk.
Hmm.
Um, but I do like when you say with the more so life, because when I think about it, I don't go to my therapist and talk about my business that I want to do. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, so
so
that's more along the lines of a life coach.
yeah, I
It's
like
like when
that.
you have something you want to do, but you just don't quite know where to start, or you're overwhelmed, and you need someone to kind of get you on track and help you
Hmm.
stay on track. That's more along the lines of a life coach.
Yeah, so that's where I'm gonna have to reach out to you because,
Yeah.
like,
I got
you
you
know,
covered, sis.
yeah, because it's like, especially when I have a lot that I want to do, a lot of businesses. I'm like, where the heck do I start? And I,
Same here.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if you're like me, but I get really passionate about things and excited, and then I want
hmm
to do everything
every
at once. And I'm like, okay, Lindsay, slow down.
slow
One
down.
thing, one thing at a time. Because seriously, though, if you start too many things at once, or you take on too many things at once, you
Mhm.
won't complete any of them.
You won't.
You won't follow through. So that's why it's important to, narrow it down to one or
Hmm.
two things,
Hmm.
complete, follow through, and then move on to the next thing.
Yeah, y'all getting that tip? Lindsay threw a tip out there for us.
Yeah,
You can't,
I
yeah, and that's how I feel. And you know that thing, jack of all trade, master of none. I don't want
yeah,
to. I feel like that's where I'm headed, like, because I can't put 100% into anything because I have like four different things I'm trying to put. So it's like only going to be 25% of each thing, and
yeah.
that's not success. I'm still
It's
going,
not productive. You're going to be
yeah,
really busy and not really productive.
right. Ain't making no money. Still got to do
There's
my
a
9 to
difference.
5. Look,
Come
and
on.
the point is to get off the 9 to 5.
Right. Yeah. Come on. You talking
That.
to me.
Yes, that's the that's the whole goal. So what services I was when you were listening talking about what you have, you said a sound bowl therapy, is that
Crystal
now?
sound bowls.
Yeah, what is that?
Are you familiar with it at all?
No, none at
Okay.
all.
Okay, so it's a form of guided meditation.
Hmm.
They're bowls, and they put off a frequency which makes
Okay.
a sound. There's 7 different sounds. There's certain
Mhm.
tones. They're healing tones.
Okay.
And how it works, the physics behind it is something called entrainment, which is when your brain, because your brain has its own frequencies,
Okay.
right? But your
Hmm.
brain has an innate tendency and ability to synchronize with outside frequencies.
Mm.
So when you start hearing the tones of the bowls
Hmm.
after so long, your brain starts to synchronize with these healing tones. And so it's calming, it's therapeutic. It can help you when you're dealing with like a traumatic experience, or it can help dealing with anxiety, depression, stress management. Like some
Mm.
people just do it, as a monthly stress management thing,
Wow.
or a biweekly thing, or
Hmm.
some people just do it when they've experienced something traumatic, which is that's how I discovered it. When
Okay.
my daughter passed away,
Hmm.
somebody gifted me a session
Mm.
with a sound, a sound bowl healer, and I was amazed, and
Really?
I've been in love with it ever since. And I was like, this, like, people need to know
Wow.
about this. This is amazing. It's amazing how it works. And I know, to someone who's not really familiar with it, it can be a lot to try to understand. But
Yeah.
our body, the human body,
Hmm.
is just beyond amazing. The things the human body can do.
Hmm.
You just have to be willing to tap
Okay.
into it.
Hmm.
Yeah, you have to
Okay.
be open minded and willing to let yourself go and allow for that to happen. But yeah, every time when I do the sound bowls with someone for the first time,
Hmm.
and I see how it affects them and how much they love it, it brings tears to my eyes. I cry
Wow.
tears of joy because I remember how much
How
it
you felt?
changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been key in my healing, and not even just dealing with grief, but I've always dealt with depression, and it's helped me
Mhm.
tremendously. It's been like game changer for me.
Wow. So you say, yeah, we got to add this services.
Yeah, so I do the
What
sound
you're doing?
bowls. I
Wow.
also do a guided meditation without the sound bowls.
Okay.
Just guiding with my voice. Because a lot of people, they feel kind of intimidated by meditation, or kind of just like, I don't think I can do that, because when you think about quieting your mind, even just for 5 whole minutes,
Yeah.
it sounds
What
like
you
impossible,
do? Hmm.
to someone who's never really sat down and done that before. So I do the guided meditation. Um, I call it therapeutic discussion. I don't call it therapy, but it's basically therapy. But when you use the word therapy, it scares people. Plus, I'm
Hmm.
not a therapist, so I do the therapeutic discussion and personal training. So I also dibble and dabble into the physical part of it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Nothing too crazy, like no bodybuilding stuff like
Okay.
that.
Right.
But introducing people to physical exercise, because it's
Mhm.
so important. It goes hand in hand with your mental health. It really does.
Mhm.
So
Look,
those are,
now
yeah,
that's
those
what
are
I
the,
would need some.
huh?
'Cause me, that's what I would need. Cause me and physical,
I see. That's it. People think, it doesn't even have to, even just walking.
yeah,
It's when you, next time you're feeling a little bit down, a little bit off, go outside and take a walk. Get out in
yeah,
the sunlight. Get out, listen to the birds, the wind, the trees,
yeah.
and you'll be surprised how much of a difference it makes in your mood.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm gonna do that too.
Even
Take
if
a little walk around the
every
block.
10 minutes. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, cause it's. I love the different avenues of seeking that healing.
Mhm.
We grew up. I know in my background with church, you know, everything is pray about it, and that's definitely what I do. And that's
Mhm.
not. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do, but like you say, something as simple as just go take a walk, something like that. How that will help in your process of just trying to just feel better, and I love because we there for those that aren't churchgoers, we have to have something that can be used for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody can pick up that type of tool and go walk. This sound bowl, I think that sounds amazing. I've never heard of it. And
Look, let me tell you something. Go on YouTube and Google sound bath or crystal sound bowl or sound bowl therapy.
Mhm.
And there's videos all over YouTube. You can play one of the videos. I mean,
Oh wow.
they have short ones that are 10 minutes or less, and then they have
Mhm.
ones that are hours long, but it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be like that when you start out. But yeah, go check them out. You'll be like, wow. And at night before you go to sleep, lay down and play it. I like to play them right when I wake up in the morning before I
Okay. Start your day.
start thinking about the
Mm.
world and all the things I'm going to encounter on that day.
Right.
I like to do my meditation first thing in the morning, kind of like, get
To
in my
center
own.
yourself. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Now, do you do these sessions? Is it one on one or can it, with the time now, do you do Zoom for those that are not in Texas or?
So the therapeutic discussion for sure. I do a lot of Zoom. Mostly the sound bowls are in person. Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm mobile. I
Okay.
can I travel to some of my clients.
Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of people will do group sessions. You can do group. You can do
Mm-hmm.
it in groups. Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Emery, sorry.
No, it's fine. So you can do, you said the group sections?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can do
okay.
it in groups. A lot of people will do the meditation and the sound bowls in groups, or even the personal training, the workout sessions. You can do in groups as well.
Nice. Okay, okay. So where's the information we can put out real quick? We're gonna pause y'all and do it like a little ad so we can get this information from Lindsay. Where can we follow you, or you have a website where they can
Absolutely,
go?
absolutely. LockedInforlife.com.
Locked
Um,
in for life.
LockedInforlife.com. All my services are there on my website, and my book is available on my website. Just click on shop, and you can order my book there. You'll get a personalized package. I'll sign it for you, and it'll come with
Oh
a
wow.
bookmark and a pen because it is a journaling book. It's an interactive journal. So that's available on my website. It is available on Amazon as well. You won't get a signed
Okay.
version, if you order off Amazon, but you can't order off Amazon. And then also the launch of my nonprofit. I am in the process of launching my nonprofit, and the information regarding that is at lovelocked.org. That's LUV, lovelocked.org. If you want to learn more about my mentorship program for teenage girls.
Okay, we're gonna get into that. So well,
Okay.
let's talk about this book. So we have it's a self and reflection self-help novel. You did just get that little snippet. And just tell us about that.
So, like I said, it's an interactive journaling book. So it's divided into topics,
Okay.
things that we need to reflect on,
Okay.
self love,
Mm.
affirmations, parenting,
Oh wow.
setting boundaries with people, um,
Mm. Huh.
exercise, organization,
Mm.
consistency. I think there's 30 different topics. And
Oh
and
nice.
so it's a short piece, to read about each topic, and then there's journaling prompts
Okay.
that are geared towards initiating self-reflection, right? Because sometimes we need help in that area because we avoid
Mm-hmm.
self-reflection.
Mm.
As humans, I think our first reaction to things is to blame someone else,
There.
right?
Mm.
Or to blame a circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that happens because of this.
Yeah.
Right. And don't get me wrong, there are things in life that happen that are not our fault. For example, me losing my child was not my
Right.
fault. However, there's still a level of accountability as far
Mm.
as how you allow those things to affect you
Thank you. Yeah,
and
that's
how you live your life. You
mm-hmm.
can use those things as excuses
Mm-hmm.
to sit around and be a victim or feel sorry
Yeah.
for yourself or give up on life. Or you can use those things as power and
Yeah.
purpose. You can use those things to help others and to shine a light, which is what we were created to do.
I love it. I love it. Self-reflection. Like you say, it is a to look in that mirror and take that accountability. Yeah, that's what we don't want to do, but we need to do it in order to push
You
to
can't
go. Yeah.
you cannot grow if you cannot
No,
look inward. You'll never grow. So it's
no.
necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love journaling. I love everything about writing something down.
Journaling is a form of therapy for sure.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it really is because I'm very vocal, personable, but when it comes to like really acknowledging my feelings and how I am, like you said about your friend, I'm that strong friend. So I take on everything, but I don't never it's very rare that you'll hear me expressing like how I really feel about something. I hold it in. So I have these letters and I call them my dear God letters because that's what I do. And that's how I write.
Yeah, that's journaling.
Yeah. So I like that. And then to be able to see, when you, especially with that reflection, when you write down, you be able to see it. And then I think it's good to go back because you have it as a record to go back and see your progress.
Oh yeah, yeah, you definitely. I've had people tell me, people who use it, tell me like I go back. I read
Yeah.
sections over again, sections I've already read and I've already answered the questions. I go back and do it again sometimes, and sometimes my answers change or are different because every day, sometimes you're in a different mood, a different mindset, and that's the cool thing about the book is that you know you can flip, you can go, you don't have to sit down and read it from front to back in order. You can flip around and go read whatever, you're in the mood to
What
read
you
or
in the
write
mood
about
for.
that day.
Yeah. And that's what I was gonna say when you were talking about it. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, that's cool. So you don't just have to focus on one area of reflection. If
Hmm.
you know what I mean, I like the different topics. Say, hey, I don't need to reflect on this right now, but I need to reflect on this. And you have it there for the individual in that book. So that's pretty cool. That's dope. I like that. Now, as the 17-year-old Lindsay, did you think that you were going to be an author? That's something that you wanted to be?
Yes, I've
Oh, now
always,
that's cool.
yeah, I've always had a gift for writing. I've
Okay.
always loved to write. I used to write poetry as a kid, and it was always a form of expression for me, a
For
way
you.
to express myself through writing. I'm always in school. I always was like excited to write the papers and
Ah,
all that. So yeah, I always knew I wanted to be an author. I just always procrastinated, and also when you know what your purpose is,
mm,
it can be overwhelming,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
especially when you have a
Scary.
big
Yeah.
purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I was always, fear
Mm-hmm.
was a big
Grip
thing
true with
that
you.
got in
Yeah.
my way. Yeah, and fear will keep you in your comfort
Ugh.
zone, and it will hold you back from accomplishing your dreams, from walking in your purpose. So you got to step out of that comfort zone and you got to face those fears. Like I used to have a fear of public speaking very bad.
Wow.
Yeah. So you got to step out of your comfort zone and face those fears. A lot of times the things we're most afraid to do
Is
can
what's gonna
turn out, yeah, is what you're supposed, what you're born
what you
to
support.
do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
your
and the
purpose, your
reason
calling. Yeah.
the reason it's so scary is because it's overwhelming, because it's so big,
That
because
fear of
you feel
success
so,
is real.
you feel so
Some
passionate about
people,
it.
yeah, some people are scared to fail, but a lot of people are scared to succeed. They're scared of that success.
Come
And
on, that's
and that's
true.
why he didn't give us the power of fear because he knows, God knows what fear can do. That thing would just grip you and
Cripple
hold
you.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it'll keep you, like you said, it'll keep you stuck and not going anywhere. So let me ask you this: I know we were excited about the book, but I didn't realize that was a goal of yours. So that just puts the excitement in another perspective. How did you feel, even with all the odds, everything against you? You're not a statistic. You are doing your master's. You're an author, entrepreneur. So how does that feel when you crossed over that threshold? You met with your publisher, your editor. You got it, and they said, "Okay, we ready to sell." How did you feel?
Ah, it was amazing feeling. it was an amazing feeling. It was definitely a feeling of accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but really just, man, honestly, it just really made me feel like I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm
Yeah.
walking in my purpose, and I'm helping people, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what brings me the most joy.
The joy,
Like,
yeah.
it's not something I did, for money or because I want to be famous or anything
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like, I genuinely just have a heart for people.
For people. That's
Mhm.
what's up. That's what's up. Well, Lindsay, okay, so give us one more time. Where can we purchase your art this self reflect? What's the name of it?
Self reflection, a journey to a better you. It's
A
on our
journey.
website.
Yes, okay. A
Yeah.
journey to a better you. I like
Hmm.
that. Where can we get it one more time?
LockedInforlife.com. And you just click on shop, and there it is. I will sign your
Sign
copy
it
and send it
and we
on
get a
to you.
pen.
And you get a bookmark and a
Oh,
pen.
y'all, come on. So let's go on that website. Don't go to my Amazon, my go to, but I'm going to the website because I need a pen and a and a bookmark, and I want that signature too.
Yeah.
That I like that. And so now, so let's talk about your nonprofit, Love Lock. That's what it's called, right? Yep, Love Lock. It's your
Yes.
nonprofit. You that I
That-
love everything for the youth. So look.
Yeah. So I've always had a heart for the youth, teenage girls, just because my teenage years were so hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I got lost in the shuffle. My parents divorced. They divorced
Gotcha.
when I was around 12, and um, it just went from there. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really have a strong support system. Um, I had to grow up super fast,
Gotcha.
and the teenage years are hard. That's when we go through so
So,
much.
yeah.
Yeah, and having a support system or having someone that you just know is there for you is so necessary. And
Yeah.
I've just always wanted to be that because I didn't have that. And so I actually, like I mentioned earlier, I used to lead a ministry, under a
Mhm.
church.
Yeah.
And once I started doing that, I was like, oh yeah, this is
This
this
is
is
it.
it. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I wanted to branch off and kind of do my own thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I want to do like a big sis. And this is my little baby. It's a newborn
Okay.
baby, so I'm just getting started with it.
Okay.
But my vision is to have like a big sis, little sis type of mentorship
I
thing.
like that.
Yeah, and also I want to do lots of like conferences and
Mm-hmm.
workshops, and I want to create, like a workbook with a curriculum,
Oh,
for them to
good.
follow and things like
Yeah.
that. So I'm really excited about that. I want to do some events. We just participated in a back to school event. We partnered with a church and a couple other organizations
Mhm.
to do a school supply drive, and we did some free haircuts and
Nice.
yeah, stuff like that. So we're just now kind of getting our feet wet and getting started. But I have an amazing group of ladies on my board who are very,
Nice.
very passionate about
Okay.
about the mission as well. So man, I have such a huge vision for it, and I can't wait to see it come to life.
Mm,
But yeah, the website is up. If anyone wants to contact me in regards on how to donate or
okay.
volunteer or partner, you
Mm-hmm.
can go to lovelock.org. And that's OU.
Lovelock.org. Y'all hear that? Lovelock.org. Go there for partnerships, sponsors, volunteers, donations. Let's support this. I think that's super dope. Yvette, who is the founder of Life Her Podcast, she started out doing a young woman's group called Fidea, and it was for young girls. And so that's I would definitely I'm gonna let her know about you just to
Yeah.
connect because that's her passion. and she would have sleepovers. I mean,
Yeah.
just like they did shows, conferences, I mean, it was beautiful. And like you say, it's like it's so necessary because you don't realize that a lot of the young people are missing so much from home. And all they need is just one person,
Hmm. Yeah.
one person, that they can go to, they can depend on. My husband works for at risk youth, young girls. And
Okay.
yeah, and so it's the facility was it had boys. He was on the boys side, but they ended up getting girls. And
Mhm.
so he became the program director over there with the girls. And it was so many things that we were trying to implement, programs that they need, like even like hygiene,
Yes,
things
definitely.
things
It's
like
funny you
that.
say that because we just discussed that the other day and how important that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a
And
lot
what
of, like
they
you said, a lot
yeah.
of kids are missing, and it's not even necessarily like a lot of kids, especially like in single parent homes
Mhm.
where maybe mom or dad is working
It's
multiple
working. Yeah.
jobs,
Mhm.
and there's a gap. There's a
It's
gap
a gap.
there, and it's tough. I've been a single mom, so I get it. It's hard. It's like there's only one of you,
It's
and
only one, right? And,
yeah,
even you can have it in two parent homes if both parents are so busy working, working, working. You got a latchkey kid. You know what I mean? Like it's like you
yeah,
say that if they're not hands on, they're missing just those basics. Even just the etiquette with the young ladies. Different things like that need to be offered that they need to know. So I
yeah,
think it's so needed. It's so important, and I can see in your smile when you talk about it. It's gonna go far because I
yeah,
see the fire and the passion already, and
yeah.
so it's already it's already been blessed, ordained. So I'm just so excited, and getting the right people, having the right people with you to connect. And I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna let Yvette know because she done got grants. Just a lot of
Yeah.
different things, funding. To help us for a couple of years. She did everything out of pocket. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
it is a lot out of pocket when you're
yeah,
first starting out. It is. It is.
yeah. Supporting the girl. She did her whole house over, so they had a spot in her base. She redid her whole basement.
Oh
So the
wow.
girls, that's where they had their meetings and different things like that.
Mhm.
So, and that was in Ohio. And so it's so needed. It's so needed. And so I'm excited about that. So that's lovelocked.org.
Mhm.
Right? Okay. So that's where we can go and support. That is so amazing. Is there anything else, Lindsay, that you're doing that we need to know about?
No, that's it for right now. Remember we talked about earlier not
Yeah,
spreading
being
ourselves
focused.
too thin. So that's my main
Okay.
focus right now.
We got the life coach and wellness done. You got your book. Now we working on your nonprofit. And
Yeah.
that's what's gonna get pushed. Okay, I love it. I love it. Now, is there anything before we wrap up? Anything that you want to say? I mean, Lindsay, to be honest, you've hit so many areas that you can offer so many people in so many different situations. Um, but is there one thing that you can say to those that I don't know that may be dealing with grief, or you maybe want to come from the aspect of being a life and a wellness coach, or something for the youth, but leave us something, drop a gem for the people.
Well, for anyone who is dealing with grief, um, just take it one day at a time and
Mm,
allow yourself moments to not be okay.
mm,
Um, and just know that, again, that level of accountability, looking
yeah,
inward, a better life begins with a better you,
yeah,
period. You can't grow if you can't look inward. And
mm,
you're never alone in what you're going through. I think
that's
people
good.
a lot of people get so down and discouraged and sad because ultimately what it boils down to is we feel alone. We feel
Mhm.
misunderstood or not understood at all. No one understands what I'm going through or what I'm
Yeah,
feeling. And so just knowing that you're never alone, you know, and reach out and take advantage of things like therapy and exercise and the things that we can do for our bodies and for ourselves that don't even cost a lot of money.
That's
So
good.
ultimately, I just like, you know, a better life begins with a better you. If you can't change a lot of things around you,
Right.
but you can change yourself.
You can change yourself. Yeah. That's true. I mean, that's just facts right there. That's on period. You can't,
Period.
but you can make a
Can't.
better you. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're willing to. You gotta have the will to want to. Gotta
True.
do the work.
Yeah.
So I
And it is work. It is
yeah.
work.
hmm
Healing, changing, coping, self care, self love, all of it. It is work. It takes
Yeah.
work. It takes consistency
hmm
and a natural desire to just want to do and be better.
That's good. Hey, I think that's good. Lindsay, you just left us with a good old gem. A good gem. So where can we follow you? Keep up with your social media handles.
Lindsay underscore locked in, and that's the same for all for Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
And then TikTok, Life with Lindsay. I'm trying to get my TikTok
Okay.
up and running now.
Okay, TikTok. You doing some reels on there?
Yeah, I do. I talk
Do
about stuff on
you?
TikTok too. I drop I drop gems on TikTok too all the time. There's a lot of good information on TikTok. Not all like funny dances and stuff. There's actually a lot of good stuff on
A lot
TikTok.
of
I just recently discovered that I've learned a lot from TikTok. TikTok has
no, I get my recipes from TikTok.
recipes and like, you know, going back to like you feel like you're alone. Like
Mm,
when I started watching TikTok and watching other people share their experiences and their stories, I'm
yeah.
like, man, like you realize we all go through the same things out here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the truth. That's the truth. Well, Lindsay, I truly enjoyed this time, this interview,
Me
and I'm so
too.
glad that you one of our co-hosts said everything is on there. Just go to the search bar. Yeah, Riss
Literally anything and everything.
is on TikTok.
It
I'm
is.
I'm not really like I like TikTok. I don't go on there like a lot. The co-hosts they be trying. You need to get on TikTok. So I'm trying to I'm getting better. I'm getting better at it. But yeah. But your TikTok is different. What is that one more time?
Life with Lindsay.
Life with Lindsay. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So we got to check that out. I'm gonna go on there and follow you.
Okay.
And on Instagram, Facebook too. But Lindsay, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and what you're doing. It's truly an honor. Like I said, your strength
Thank
is
you.
remarkable.
Thank
It's
you. Thank you so much
remarkable.
for
Yeah.
having me.
No problem. Thank you for being the example, not just for us, but for the youth and the next generation that's coming up. You are needed. So keep at it, keep going. And if there's anything that we can do on Live Her, reach back out. We can do a follow up. If you need to
Absolutely.
promote, yeah, your nonprofit. If y'all doing something, reach back out. How Shay connect. I'm the admin on Life Her too, so that's who y'all emailing me. So
Okay.
just so yeah, so just email us back when you want to get back on. If you ever in Arizona, we can do a live her goes, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to do something out here, let's connect. You know what I mean? It's about everybody.
Right.
Everybody want it. You know what I mean? So anything else you want to say before we exit on out?
No, ma'am. I think we
We
covered it
good?
all. Thank you so much. I enjoyed it.
I
Thank
did
you.
too. Thank you, Lindsay, so much. Okay, Life Heard, this is gonna be it for tonight. We back. Y'all gonna see me tomorrow. But we'll be back in how we do for our Taco Tuesdays. So
Ooh.
yes, yes. So Life Her was amazing. It was a ball. For those that's gonna watch the replay, please check it out, watch it, go follow Lindsay, go support guys. Let's get this self-help self-reflection journal. Let's sell her out, guys. Let's go buy it and let's go support any way that we can. Support the nonprofit as well. Go to her websites, check her out on all social media handles and TikTok. She's on there. You guys have a good night. We
Bye.
out.
Good night.
Bye bye.